Deep Dive with David Stendhal, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey, it's David Stendhal with tonight's Deep Dive. It is December 12th, 2017, and I thought I'd look at Australian dollar. The ETF on the long side is FXA, but for the most part, you'll see what's taking place here. There's kind of a mixed bag here. If we look at the market as of the longer term, intermediate, and short term, each of the trends are pointing to the downside. The technical ratings are pointing to the downside. The seasonal tendencies are pointing to the downside. But we did have a wave low that did trigger. So there's a situation that's happening here, obviously with the wave low, as well as another pattern here that I want to address. So here is a daily bar basis for the Australian dollar. You can see that just recently we broke below the support level. It fell through it and now has broken back above as of today. We have here's the wave low that triggered, and you can see that during this little collapse here in the market, minor collapse, but this little sell-off that did take place here is that we're now showing some signs that the market is attempting to base. That's really what the wave low is showing to us right now. We're in a bit of a consolidation period here, and see here with the energy level where it's very, very low. The market is consolidating, but things are brewing. And what's basically taking place here, if I just want to show you a triple bullish divergence. This doesn't happen all that frequently, and it generally means that the market wants to head lower, but that there's a lot of fight to the market. And a triple bearish divergence, not bearish, but a bullish divergence. You have a low here in specifically in the value chart, a higher low, and then another higher low. So three higher lows in a row. If you look at the market action, we have a low, a lower low, and another low that has occurred here. So you've got basically a triple bullish divergence, and the indicator is typically the leading indicator here. That's what's telling us where the market's going. The market is not doing the same thing as the indicator, so we follow the indicator and not the market itself. Obviously there can be some false signals here, but the fact that the market is now back above this support level, and the fact that we've had a wave low, the fact that we have a bullish divergence, there's a lot of angst in the market. So again, I'm just going to pop back to our deep dive. All the trends are to the downside, the technicals are to the downside, the seasonals are to the downside. It's simply the wave low that is triggered, the break back above the support level, as well as the triple bullish divergence that's popping up here. So what does this mean for us? Well, the systems are still short. We only have one system out there, the Rigel system. It's a daily system, and it's been short since mid-September. And so it's been a nice little move here based upon this particular indicator. I want to point out that the depth gauge, which had gotten quite high, but has obviously in the last month or so been selling off, and that's where obviously our short position's been coming from. But with any luck here, we'll start to see the market start to base a little bit and see as to whether or not we can't see this market start to pop up. But we're not seeing it just there. So if we forecast into the future using the seasonal tendencies, this is a chart that was created, obviously we do it every day, so this is last night's chart. You can see that there's an accuracy between the market, the black line, and the seasonal tendencies, the blue line. In this case, it's a 5-year chart. I'm going to go through these kind of quick. Here's a 10-year, still very seasonally accurate. You're just simply looking at this, this highlighted area right here. The 15 are same thing, still highlighted, meaning that it's accurate, and the same thing for the 20-year. I'm going to flip back to the 5-year and just simply point out that the tendencies to the market is still down into the latter part of this year, and then we'll start to see some minor little bounces to the market, but the trend is still the downside. So here I'm telling you a couple of things. The trend is down, the seasonals are down, the technicals are down according to the deep dive, but we have the beginnings of a base, which was what the wave low is always triggering. It's just an early warning signal. We have the fact that we broke back above the support level, which is relatively minor. It looks like the number is 11, and that's really not a super strong level to really look at, but nonetheless it has broken back above on this particular day. And we have that triple bullish divergence that I was pointing out. So what's basically taking place here is that I'm watching our short positions here very, very closely. Not that I'm going to make any adjustments to it, but I'm watching what the systems are doing. It is pattern based, but it is a daily bar basis. So if the market should head higher, then the system will probably start to trigger here fairly soon. If the market doesn't about face, then obviously we'll be back into profit mode here and continuing to take advantage of the trend. So because of the wave low and the break back above that support level, I just would have you take a close look at the Australian dollar and see as to whether or not there's an opportunity here to start taking some profits. We're going to hopefully start to see some triggers here where I've added a number of indicators. Show me's is what they're called inside of TradeStation, which are basically little dots that will appear on the screen, and all of these things will start to make sense. We'll start to look at many more pattern-based type situations and see as to whether or not that there's opportunity here for the market to give us a clear indication as to where it wants to go. So we're just sort of in a wait mode, taking advantage of the shorts, but we're watching those very closely just because of the things that I've addressed tonight. We'll take a look at another market tomorrow. We'll go from there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.